Hello and welcome to another episode of the Nonsense Review. I am your host as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello everybody.
Now if you're used to watching the podcast by now, you know our usual back and forth, but before we get into that, I just want to do a little bit of a small disclaimer. Rick already knows this, by the way. I feel quite rotten this morning, so if my energy sort of levels down or die down, or I seem a bit more noisy than normal, which hopefully editing will get rid of, I can only apologise. It's a bad day.
Yeah. It might be a side effect of you joining the Two Prick Club.
It is 100% a side effect of that, and that's fine. That means it's working.
Yeah.
But yes, with that out of the way, as usual, we like to discuss a couple of things that happened during the week. So to that end, Rick, what have you been up to, buddy?
Well, personally, I've been watching Centaurworld, and I flagged it up as something that we might want to react to, and then did a little shallow dive, realised it's not a very good thing to react to, but it is overall a pretty good romp, because there's a lot more musical content than you would normally get in a anime show. I looked it up, and out of the 10 episodes, there's basically about an hour of music.
And how long's an episode?
I think they're about 30 minutes.
There's 2 whole episodes worth of singing then, when you think about it.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit of singing.
It's somewhere like, if you got a Venn diagram of My Little Pony and Adventure Time, it's kind of in that zone. So it's pretty cool. I kind of like it. When Season 2 comes out, I will be watching it.
Yeah, fair enough. I remember you linking it to me when it first came out, and I was like, yeah.
Because the sad part is that you have a lot more of your time taken up, not only with work, but also with the editing duties. So yeah, I do have a little bit more time to dive into things like this. Small dalliances, as it were.
Dude, I'm still struggling to catch up with Bad Batch. I'm on episode 5 now. Omega's finally being useful. Well, you know, more useful than she was.
Yep.
That's always a refreshing change of pace, where the child character that's just there to be put in distress is actually not entirely useless.
Yeah, I also watched Bad Batch with my folks, so we tried to keep the finger on the pulse as it was coming out. So I think you did the right thing by being able to watch it all in one go.
Yeah, I watched it in 3 episode bursts.
As for the world, they finally given a release date for the Marvel XCOM /type game of the beginning of next year. I think it was April next year.
I'm not gonna hold my breath, because I'll point to Digimon Survive, which release date is 2021.
Yep. But they do have, I don't know if it's a pre-order, but on 2K Games, you can already claim a skin for Blade. So Blade's going to be a character in the game.
Wait. This game is made by 2K.
I think it's published by 2K, but it's made by Firaxis, who are the guys who are doing XCOM.
Right, okay. I'm always hesitant when 2K comes up.
Well, they might just be sticking it on their store.
Yeah, maybe so, but, that they get given certain franchises, which are franchises to just literally print money, and because of that, they just don't care. They know people will buy the damn thing.
We also know that there will be no permadeath like there is in normal XCOM games. Their reasoning is that the enemies that you face are meant to be scared of you.
Yeah, I don't quite understand the logic behind that one, because, hey, if you're scared of something, you're going to kill it.
Yeah.
It's also one of those things as well where permadeath in tactical games is kind of a catch-22 for me, because, yeah, it adds an element of realism, but if I lose someone who was a very good unit or a character that I just liked because of their personality, looking at you, Fire Emblem, I just reset the map, and then the game becomes not fun.
Yep, like Fire Emblem Three Houses even has a thing where you can just rewind a couple of turns, so just try that one little bit again.
Oh, you see, Fire Emblem learnt with Awakening and have it as classic mode and non-classic mode, so character death goes away, although without character death you can really see how bloated the fucking roster is to compensate for character death.
Yeah, how many horse people can you name from, like, Fire Emblem Awakening just on its own? I can think of Frederick, Sully,
Stahl, those are the big 3, right?
Yeah, and then you got people like Gregor. Who remembers Gregor? If Gregor is your favourite, raise your hand.
I mean, I wouldn't call him my favourite, but I'll be honest with you, the Awakening cast was, yeah, every character was two-dimensional, but I didn't care.
Yeah. That's enough about me chatting about Marvel XCOM. How about you? How was your week?
My week was okay. I pre-warned you a couple of days ago that I'm going to be talking about pretty much wrestling exclusively.
Yep.
It's been a big week for wrestling. Now, people who may or may not know, I'm not the biggest wrestling fan in the world, but I do keep my finger on the pulse because wrestling has always interested me. Yeah, I'm not going to call myself like an elite fan, but fuck me. People who are die-hard wrestling fans are spoilt for choice nowadays when it comes to wrestling. Like, I have no doubt that if they wanted to, they could fill their week with nothing but wrestling, which is only a good thing. It's very good. good. So the first thing I want to talk about is, I don't know how much this name means to you, Rick, but one CM Punk has returned to wrestling.
I've heard the name. I don't know much of the context.
Think if Stone Cold decided he didn't like wrestling anymore, so he fucked off, and then 7 years later he made his debut again.
Okay, so he's literally debuting again.
He's debuting for AEW. There was a whole controversy, and I want to say it was about 7 years ago, where WWE basically killed this man's passion for wrestling. He didn't want to do it anymore. They gave him termination papers on his wedding day. They seemed to do a lot of things specifically out of spite.
Yeah.
And CM Punk was just like, I don't care anymore. And for someone who has a passion, I can't think of a worse fate than the passion just dying.
Yeah. It's a massive thing to, like you say, to kill the passion of someone who was a frontrunner.
I don't think it's an understatement to say that CM Punk is probably on par with Stone Cold as big as drawing fans goes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even personally a fan of CM Punk, but to say the guy doesn't have draw power is nonsensical.
Mm-hmm.
Came back, he probably had the biggest pop I have ever heard. You had fans in the audience in tears to see CM Punk back in a wrestling ring. Like, that's how much this man coming back to wrestling meant to people.
Yeah.
It warms the cockles of your heart to see that sort of reaction. And yeah, he gave a bit of a promo, he explained what's going on. He's like, the fire's back, he wants to be involved again, and AEW's going to be his home for the foreseeable future.
Because there's no Vince McMahon.
It does seem to be that 9 out of 10 problems with WWE stem from VKM at the head. But speaking of Vince McMahon and WWE, some things happened over there as well. SummerSlam happened.
Okay.
Now, SummerSlam is one of the big 4 pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a pretty big, important show, and it happened the night after CM Punk's debut.
Okay.
At the rival company. So you're just like, are WWE going to pull out some stops to try and counteract this? It's going to be interesting to see. And then what did they do? They brought back Becky Lynch. They brought back Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
Now, I just remembered that those names probably mean fuck all to you.
Like, I've heard of Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar is literally a fucking not even human. But he's come back and he's going to be fighting the top heel, Roman Reigns.
Sure.
Becky Lynch came out and they did a really bizarre thing where they had her wrestle in a match that lasted less than half a minute, and now she's the champion again. So I kind of wasn't a fan of that, but it definitely feels like they were trying to counteract the fact that, hey, eyes are on AEW right now, we need to draw some eyes back.
Yeah, fair enough. Like I say, it does feel weird when someone can become a champion in less than half a minute.
It's because it's women wrestling, man, and the problem is right now at the top of WWE's brass is a bunch of people who don't think women should be wrestling. Like, they brought back Johnny Ace, John Laurinaitis, and that guy is infamous for being, no, women are eye candy.
Ooh.
Don't fucking wrestle. You go out there, you slap each other a couple of times, you show your tits. Which...
Man, okay, yeah. Not a nice fella.
They also have one Brother Love in charge, and he relies solely on nostalgia bullshit, which can work in their favour sometimes, but, you know, there's a lot of people who want to see the young guys getting a fucking go.
Man, Brother Love, doesn't he go back a long way?
Dude, we're talking like 80s.
Yeah, I can remember him in games that I played, which, you know...
How red was his skin?
I don't know.
Because in real life, that motherfucker is red. It's not normal. So, yeah, a lot of shit's happening in wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan, go and enjoy it. If you're not a wrestling fan, sorry for wasting about 7 minutes of your time. So, to that end, Rick, what are we doing today, my friend?
Today is Star versus the Forces of Evil. It's something that came to my attention when it was still underway. I came into it when Season 2 was drawing to a close, and it's on Disney+.
Yeah, I don't know a lot, but I've seen a picture of a really buff red demon lady with her boyfriend, who is a really scrawny, noble-looking man.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm all about that shit.
Yeah, the really buff demon lady is demon ex-boyfriend Tom's mum. The normal-looking guy is his dad.
Okay.
I don't think we get to see demon ex-boyfriend Tom in the first episode, but Star, the princess, has a demon ex-boyfriend named Tom. But yeah, for people wanting to watch it with us at home on Disney+, 3, 2, 1, and go.
That's very video gamey music.
Yep.
It's quite nice, actually.
Yeah, gonna have a good time.
I wasn't expecting the disco ball eyes. Oh, so there's a bunch of world hopping, is there?
Yeah, it's right from the beginning.
Fair enough. I'll tell you what, this intro's reminding me just a little bit of Fairly Odd Parents's.
And you get a little shot of everyone in the show.
Did, but unfortunately I can't pause to look at everyone. They're playing it straight to start with, are they?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yep, they They cut pretty quickly from Perfect Princess to literally what she does.
It's reminding me of Tia Beanie.
Yeah, a little bit. It's more like a more saccharine sugar version of Princess Tia Beanie.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That is a mean-looking unicorn.
Yeah, it's a wild one.
Oh. I assume that's an impressive feat, then.
Yeah, she tames wild unicorns. There's an upgraded version of the unicorn called the Warnicorn, which is just a war-ready unicorn.
Okay. Right, so this is why it's called Star Versus, yeah?
Yep.
That looks like a fucking magical transformation wand from any generic anime.
Totally. Whenever anyone gets the wand changes shape.
Oh, that's interesting. They send enough to oh, yep. I was going to say, they're sending us to boarding school, but yeah, apparently.
They do show the boarding school a couple of times.
Fair enough. Oh, it's just a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Earth.
Yep, she's going to Earth. There we are. Dimensional scissors. That's how they do the dimension hopping.
That is a really cool way of doing it. Like visually, that actually had me smiling. Like, that's cool. Love it.
Hey, buff frog.
Speaking of buff frogs, I'm really tempted to start Amphibia.
Yeah, we can totally. Oh, she's fucking about with a.
I just wanted. I like that because it's always that that saying of if technology is sufficiently advanced enough, it's indistinguishable from magic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just bribed the principal with a big chest full of gold.
As you do. I'm going to assume this is an American school.
Yeah, it's an American school.
What's your point here, bro? That is a very grotesque design.
Yep, yeah, it is.
Like, I love it, but fuck, would that get old, eh?
It would. She gets used to things pretty quickly, mostly.
Hopefully.
I'm a misunderstood bad boy. You're adorable. He's spending his entire bribe on ice cream.
It's quite nonsensical.
It is very Disney.
It is.
She chews the wand.
I didn't catch that. For real though, that's not even about safety. That's like, have you ever had glass stuck in your foot? Because it fucking sucks.
It does.
Oh, dude, I remember when I got glass stuck in my foot. I was quite young, so obviously I went to mum, and yeah, fucking 10 minutes of her sticking a pair of tweezers in the wound to pull the glass out, and I'm like, why? Ow, gross. And that memory stuck with me for life.
Yep. Unfortunately, we just had the establishing shot of the entire series, being a magical princess from another dimension where the rainbow then lights on fire.
The building is catching on fire, Rick.
Yep, yeah, it is.
Look at that Gomez stash.
Yeah.
That's quite an adorable mistake to make.
It is. I think there's only basically royal family have surnames Beckham Muni.
Well, funny thing is that's kind of how medieval society worked. If you had a last name, you were either noble or rich as fuck.
Yep.
Why have they got laser eyes?
Because she thinks they're cool.
I'm just thinking of Dr. Evil, where it's like friggin' sharks with friggin' laser beams on their heads.
Yep. Oh, they got hearts on their arseholes.
Oh, I didn't even catch that. I was too busy looking at the dude's eyes. So anyone could just have a pair of these fucking scissors then?
Yeah.
That's worrying.
Later on, we get to see who makes them.
That's a pretty good substitute for a fucking Heil Hitler, isn't it?
Yeah. Beat the chest twice, and then Heil with both hands, yeah.
It's always is that his actual name?
Yeah, well, they call him Buff Frog as a villain name.
Okay.
And yeah, there we are. This is Alan Tudyk.
Shut up! Seriously?
Yeah, it is. I think the King is as well, but he doesn't get as much screen time.
Didn't sound like him.
Well, the guy's a chameleon.
Yeah, sort of. Dude, do you know what my favourite Alan Tudyk role is?
Let me know.
It's, there's a film called Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Okay.
It's funny enough, really, isn't it? Where the concept of the film is it's a horror film, except the slashers aren't actually slashers.
Okay.
They're just two rednecks trying to enjoy their cabin in the woods, and they go fishing. But there's a bunch of teenagers hanging around the lake, and they think these two rednecks are slasher murderers and killing the whole group. But in reality, it's just a bunch of freak accidents.
Okay.
The very first thing that happens in the film when the two groups meet is one of the teens falls into the lake, and she's drowning. So one of the rednecks jumps in, pulls her out. So now she's in their boat. So they row the boat over to the teens, and they go, "Hey, we've got your friend!" And the teens just freak out and go, "They've got our friend! Ah!" It's so fucking funny. Highly recommend it to anyone. And believe it or not, folks, I was paying attention while telling that story.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of stuff happened while at the same time nothing happened. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. A weird gremlin guy stood outside.
I would actually be terrified. I do feel quite bad for her at the moment.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him as well, obviously, but she's clearly gotten the raw end of the stick at the moment.
Like, she's come to a reasonable conclusion, but... Oh, hello. Dude, I forgot about the Winnie the Poohnicorn as one of the random guys.
All I saw was a giraffe head, because I was trying too hard to look at everyone at once.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is a bit Winnie the Pooh-ish, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, he knows karate.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, and it's actually karate as well. It's not some other martial art. Why are you doing this to me, Disney? To be fair, even though he knows karate, he is still just a teenager.
He is still just a teenager. Like, part of the thing that he's known as the safe kid is because he knows karate, and like, part of any martial art is very early on learning how not to entirely kill someone. How to fight without hurting someone permanently.
I suppose. What is this LSD shit?
Weaponized drugs.
Like, actually, man.
Yep.
Yo, I think Genshin Impact ripped this off.
Mega Narwhal Blast.
That's an attack in Genshin, bro.
Oh yeah, who's got it?
Chade.
Okay. Says literally the smallest one in the gang.
Say again, sorry?
He's going, this is what happens when you don't work out, says the smallest one in the gang.
Yeah, I gotcha. Did fucking Muscle Frog just wave goodbye?
I think he did.
Oh, that's kind of adorable.
Yeah.
I like villains who are clearly just villains because they're there for the paycheck. It's kind of why I like Goro and Shiva in Mortal Kombat. Because they're just there because they have to be. They don't actually give a shit.
Yeah, because they were basically born in the place where a lot of the bad guys come from.
Even worse than that, actually. What happened was Mortal Kombat was happening, and I think it was Earthrealm. It was either one side was about to win the amount they needed to completely take over the other realm. So Shao Kahn was like, "Fuck, we need a ringer." So he took over Goro's planet or realm. So now Goro works for me. So he wasn't even born there. He got conquered.
I think this is episode 2 now.
Yeah, definitely. It's weird they didn't have a title card and it just went straight in, but then again, it's Disney Plus, ain't it? I do not like that.
Yay, floating Princess Ponyhead. She gets her own 80s style theme tune.
Fair enough. Why'd you say that like a sheep? You're a horse, not a sheep. Oh no, her feelings are hurt.
Oh yeah, her one feeling, jealousy.
Wow.
If she had sleeves, she'd be wearing her feeling on them.
Yep. Wow, she's really fucking perfected the doggy eyes, isn't she?
Yep. I think this is the message of this episode, that my two besties are going to be besties isn't something that always works out.
In fact, it almost definitely never works that way.
Yeah.
Although I do like the image of when you get your sci-fi nerd friend and your weeaboo friend, and they both get on, and it's just that picture of Darth Vader next to a claw game machine while a little anime girl is trying to win a prize.
Yep.
That's a good question.
PG-13 club.
Let's go to the juice bar in Angel Grove.
Yep.
Fuck that! Well, you gotta give him credit for being able to fucking recover that for a photo.
Yep. Take a silly one.
I will break you. Yep. That voice sounded a bit like Amethyst for a second there.
A little bit, yeah.
Jeez, Earth Turd, that's a fucking bad word. Bad unicorn.
Yeah. She calls him Earth Turd for a long time. And eventually he has to dress up as a girl to get into the get into the boarding school. Boarding school, and he becomes Princess Turdina.
I really hate that, though. Jesus Christ. Like, I know you don't like the dude, but don't fucking... No need for murder. I'm just remembering that scene from The Simpsons of, Dad, stop, it's only a game. Don't make this a murder.
Yep.
This is some fucking kinky femdom shit.
I think she starts dry humping the guy as well.
Yeah, I think the only reason it doesn't look like that is because she doesn't have a body.
Yeah.
That's fucked, man.
Yeah.
Who the fuck are these losers?
The SS.
Are they actually?
No.
Like, they're clearly bad dudes, but like, and they're clearly after the unicorn head specifically, but why?
Well, you'll find out at the end.
Now, this would be my kind of hangout spot.
I like that visual. This place is full of squares.
Ah, boo. When are they going to play DDR?
I do love a bit of pixel art.
Yeah. Boy, that video game looks shit. Why? Why have they got such a fucking sophisticated control system, but such poor graphics? But you get what I mean, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That kind of thing you'd expect to be like full on VR.
Yeah. Gross, but fair. What did she do? Did she kill their sainted mother?
Well, she ran away.
She ran away. Damn. That's fair. I love how she's permanently got a smile on her face.
Like this fried shrimp smile.
There is no such thing. You're in a mosh pit, you're fighting for your fucking life.
Yep.
I do not like those things.
No, me either. I think a lot of us are of the same idea that if a mosh pit starts, we want to be as far away from it as humanly possible.
Ideally, yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Got no issue with mosh pits. If that's your idea of fun at a concert, fucking go nuts. But one of the beautiful things is, like, if you walk away from a mosh pit, people aren't going to just push you in.
Oh, yeah. People don't stop you from trying to get away from violence.
Dude, I remember someone once recorded a reaction when they was describing to their girlfriend what a wall of death was.
Oh.
And the face was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? Hey, you take that back, ho! Wow. I bet you they had fun reading that line.
Yeah, the best turd I've ever known.
They should have gone full on Christian Bale Batman with it.
Yep.
That's annoying, but not the end of the world.
Oh, they're just doing it out in the open as well.
I was gonna say, like, if the room's not dark and flashing the light isn't even gonna be a big problem. The room's already light.
Yeah. So that's how she gets the scissors.
Ah. Boy, if they said that line in My Little Pony, I'd be fucking horrified.
Oh boy, yep. I don't think many people actually get to ride one of the ponies in My Little Pony.
Oh, damn it, I was hoping they'd disappear. Sorry, yeah. But there's no humans in My Little Pony world.
Generally no, but there's some things that are kind of human-shaped.
Go on.
Like, I think in the later seasons they get some, like, more bipedal things. Like, some of the dragons are more bipedal. Like, Spike has got his legs and arms and all that.
Yeah, but, okay.
And then all you need is a taller one.
Man, speaking of My Little Pony, you know, I follow a few of those X of the Day accounts on Twitter. I ain't got nothing better to follow, really. The last week or so, we've had two lesbian couple of the days be from My Little Pony. And they keep saying they're canon, but I don't remember that shit ever being canon.
Fair. Like, there's some things implied in the last episode, but, like, you have to dig really deep for it.
Hey, that kind of sucks, though. I like things to be overt. That is a majestic-looking head.
Yep.
He's being rather calm over this. I mean, the fact that she did this stunt is probably reason enough to warrant sending her there, right?
Yeah. You can see that it's a lot like jail because the guards track you down across dimensions.
Well, that's all boarding school is. It's like your parents can't be asked to deal with you, so now you live here at a school.
Yeah. You live at school jail.
I was very worried it was going to look like that. That's, Like, surely if everyone's such a rebellious little bugger, it can't be that bad, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that seems like a annoyingly real thought.
Yep.
So, episode 1 and 2 is like, here's the princess and why she's cool. Episode 2, here's the interdimensional shit, so let's have fun.
Yep.
Man, they could probably do a crossover with Rick and Morty and it would make perfect sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
This song isn't as banging as the intro. Are you fucking serious? Okay, well, we'll have to keep talking for 2 minutes. Because they wouldn't let me watch the credits, motherfucker. I clicked the box to click the credits and it went back to the episode list, and it's like, what the fuck?
Well, I'll let you know when the regular credits end. Because they've got the standard Disney thing of...
Yeah, I need to know when the end actual credits are.
There we are. That's the end of the regular credits. And the end of the super credits is in, like, way longer. They're doing all the extra stuff.
Here's the voices in Polynesian.
Yep.
Thanks, Disney. Needed to know that, bud.
Dude, like, full respect to them for actually dubbing it in Polynesian.
I don't think they did. I just pulled a language out my arse. A language, I don't even know it's a language. I know it's a race and a culture, but not so sure if it's a language. It's like people who say, oh, I speak Swiss, when I don't believe there is a language Swiss, is there? Or if
no.
there is, I know for a fact Switzerland has like 4 languages they speak in their country.
Yeah.
Which,
I know,
fuck that.
I know they do German, French, and Italian.
Well, they have to do German because of all the Nazi gold.
Well, okay.
Well, I feel like Switzerland doesn't get enough shit for that.
No.
Like, they profiteered off both wars.
Yeah. Like, part of the thing is sitting on the fence and seeing who wins and then sucking up to them. But also being the money man.
I think Ireland was also neutral, but they didn't take money from the fucking Nazis, at least.
Well, I know in World War One they waited until it started before they had their rebellion and became their own country.
Oh, that's fine. I don't want to get too nitty-gritty and depressing about British history, but we're kind of cunts.
Oh yeah, totally. Like, you can tell how much of an asshole we are in the grand scheme of things. That I was once roomies with a guy who semi-proudly said, "I can trace my lineage back to when we used to own Irish slaves."
Hey, wasn't this also that rich douchebag anyway?
He wasn't even that rich. He was just Southern.
I'm Southern and I'm poor as fuck, Rick.
Yeah, you got to have the gamut.
Like, I'm richer than you, but that's just because I work at the moment.
Yeah.
You can tell how much of a we were based on the fact that, hey, we are the world's leading provider in Independence Days.
Absolutely.
Name a country, they probably have an Independence Day, and that Independence Day is celebrated once they fucking told us to piss off.
It's a good gag, but it's also true.
Rick, what was your favourite moment, bud?
What I termed as the establishing shot of, I'm a magical princess from another dimension, and then the rainbow that she makes catches fire. It's the image that Disney Plus shows as the image for the episode 1, so it's a very visible one. How about you? What was your favourite moment?
It's a bit of a struggle, actually. I think I'm going to play it safe and just straight up say it was probably that final moment where Princess Unicorn Head decided to correct herself from Earth Turd and called him Marco.
Aww.
That was quite sweet. But I'm also racking my brain. I'm like, it had to be that or the fucking assemblage of villains, because nothing else really stood out. These 2 episodes, as fun as they were, they are very much about establishing what's going to happen in the rest of the episodes.
Yeah, they're all about establishing moments rather than going deep into the lore and everything.
Which is fine. It's necessary.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think this was originally like a weekly thing, so like this is all you'd have until the next week.
But anyway, Rick, who do you think deserves MVP?
I think it's probably going to have to be Star in terms of driving both plots. That's pretty much what I'm going to go with, that she drove both plots. The first episode, yeah, she was kind of the instigator of having to go to a different place, but also when she was there, she actually hunted down Marco to apologise to him and then was there for the fight. And then the second one, she was the one that basically basically told Ponyhead, yeah, stop being a bitch. Not quite in as many words. How about you? Who was your MVP?
I mean, it's going to be another case of us both choosing the same person, because I fully agree with you. Marco had some standout moments, especially the pulling out the karate and being able to beat up a bunch of fucking dudes he shouldn't be able to beat up. But as cool as that was, I think Star definitely deserves the MVP spot for the first 2 episodes. But mind you, I also think if the MVP isn't your main character for your first episode, you kind of fucked up.
Yeah. There's a couple of second places that can go to individual characters. They weren't in both episodes. Like Ludo, the main villain, is a pretty good main villain for a saccharine show like this.
Dude, I'll be real with you, because I've watched it in a weird-ass way. Ludo does remind me of King from the Owl House, just a little bit. Moving on, we should probably wrap things up. So without further ado, guys, if you've made it this far, you are our favourite people. We do enjoy having you. And if you want to tell us something, maybe tell us your MVP, tell us your favourite moments, or just to let us know, hey, you enjoyed our podcast, then please do leave a comment on our YouTube video. If you're not watching on YouTube and you're listening via one of our podcast formats, then you can send us an email at nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, that is nonsensereview@gmail.com. And, well, it's a goodbye from me, guys.
And it's a goodbye from me.